What's up everybody, my name is Moxie and in this video I'm talking about the legendary low-end trick by Bob Power. This technique uses a DBX 160 compressor and a Pultec EQ to get deep, warm bass that still stays tight and punchy in the mix. It works on bass, drums and even on full mixes, and I'm going to show you this with the DBX 160 style compressor by Arturia and the Pultec EQ by Universal Audio. But you can also use this with the stock plugins that come with your DAW. If you're into mixing and mastering videos like this, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the video. Alright, this is the kick we're working with today. As you can hear, a super tight kick, but it lacks a bit of low end. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to send the kick to an aux track, and on the aux track we're going to place the DBX 160 style compressor. I'm using this one by Arturia, and I like to set the attack and release to auto because that gives me a really good and tight punch. Next is I'm going to raise the compression, which is the ratio between 4 and 6, and I'm going to lower the threshold till I have -5 dB of gain reduction. I'm soloing the parallel track so you can hear what the compressor is doing. Alright, something around here, and I'm going to increase the output gain so I have the same volume on the input and on the output. Alright, something around here. What I also see is a lot of people use the MV2 compressor by Waves Audio. There's nothing wrong with that, but I like to use the DBX 160 because that gives me that extra punch, which the MV2 doesn't. I'm going to do a quick comparison so you can hear the difference between the two. Here is the MV2, and here is the DBX 160. Way more punch. Now that I'm happy with the compression, I'm going to add the Pultec EQ by Universal Audio, and the idea here is we're going to add weight and depth to the low end without making it muddy. So we set the low frequency to 60 or 100, and we're going to boost those frequencies a lot on the boost knob. We can crank this up a lot because we already have a really tight and compressed kick. And to get rid of the muddiness, we are going to attenuate the same frequency we boosted on the Pultec EQ. Sounds way less muddy. And after that we're going to attenuate the higher frequencies because we only want to add low end to the kick, so we don't really need those higher frequencies. I'm going to set the attenuation up to 5 and above, and I'm going to raise this a lot till I don't hear any higher frequencies anymore. I see a lot of people using this knob and twisting this knob. This is not the correct way of the Pultec EQ. These 3 knobs are working together, these 2 knobs are working together, and these 3 knobs are working together. I'm going to do a quick level match again so we can hear the difference. As you can hear, a lot of weight and depth on the low end, and this is the signal we're going to add to the original kick. I soloed the original kick again, and I put the volume fader all the way down, and I'm going to raise that volume fader till I'm happy with the new low end we created with this Bob Power trick. Yeah, something around here. Let's do a quick A and B so you can hear the difference between before and after. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Why not just add a EQ on the kick and crank up that low end till you're happy with that result? Well, let's see what the difference is between that. We have an EQ with a low end boost over here, and let's see what the difference is between those two. So here's the kick with the EQ. And here's the kick without the EQ, but with the Bob Powers trick. Quick A and B. As you can hear, the low end is nice with the EQ, but it's not that controlled as with the Bob Power trick. That is why I like to use that method. And it gives me so much more control on the low end, which helps me get way louder at mastering. So that's it for the Bob Power low end trick. Just a DBX 160 style compressor and a Pultec style EQ, and your mix suddenly has way more weight and depth in the low end, and everything feels a lot more glued and powerful. Try it on your next project and let me know in the comments if it works for you. And if you like videos like this, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and I would love to see you on another one. Peace!